Hello everyone and welcome back to KORR Monsters for the start of the 2004 season here in Gilbert, Pennsylvania. Starting off with our field of trucks, we have the brand new Bull Tilt driven by Ed Jenkins. Following up, we have our 2000 Freestyle champion Christian Holt and Busted Knuckles. Next up, we have Cometic Gaskets driven by Damon Newton. Following that, making his KORR Monsters debut, we have Ty Sheets and Eliminator. Following that, we have Harper Ray in Loud Pedal. Next up, we have Huxley, Baxter in Moving Violation. After that, we got Randall Boone in that Summit Racing Rat Trap. And rounding out our field, we have Joe Montgomery in Snow Problem. Heading into the racing portion of our event here, you can see our bracket. We will have Bull Tilt versus Rat Trap for our first race, Snow Problem versus Busted Knuckles for the second, Cometic Gaskets and Eliminator for the third, and we'll be rounding out our first round of racing here with Moving Violation and a Loud Pedal. Going into our first race here, Bull Tilt pulling up to the line, blowing the smoke at the Rat Trap truck. Trucks are away. Going into the first turn, pretty even so far, but that Rat Trap truck is a turning monster. Already ahead by about a truck length here. Coming into the final turn, it's all Randall Boone and Rat Trap moving on into round number 2. As we move on to our next race, Snow Problem, driven by Joe Montgomery, going up against Christian Holt and Busted Knuckles, who gets a big jump on Joe. Into the first turn here. And it looks like it's Busted Knuckles by about 2 truck lengths. Into the final turn. Busted Knuckles with a little bit of a problem, but still easily getting the win and moving on into round number 2. Second half of the racing bracket here. Cometic Gaskets versus Eliminator. First time we're seeing this Eliminator truck. It's an older design, but it is a purebred race truck. As Damon Newton, Cometic Gaskets gets in trouble, hits the turning car. Massive lead for Eliminator here. This could be a big upset. And it will be Eliminator moving on into round number 2. Both trucks a little squirrely in the air there. And now our last race of round number 1, Moving Violation versus Loud Pedal. Light goes green, Huxley, Baxter, and Moving Violation with the jump. Into the turn, looking pretty even so far. And indeed, even at the line the first time. Coming to the finish, who's it going to be? Both trucks with a little bit of an issue in the turn. It's going to be Moving Violation moving on into round number 2. As now we look at that bracket for round number 2, it'll be Rat Trap going up against Busted Knuckles and Eliminator going up against Moving Violation. Now both trucks pulling up to the line. Rat Trap on the left, Busted Knuckles on the right. Trucks are away pretty even off the line. Oh, Rat Trap hitting that turning car. That could be a deciding factor, and he has issues with the ramp. Coming into the final turn, Busted Knuckles with the advantage, and it will be Busted Knuckles taking out Randall Boone and Rat Trap, going into the finals here. And now we have Moving Violation going up against Eliminator. Winner of this goes up against Busted Knuckles in the finals. Going into the turn, looks pretty even so far. Even at the halfway part, coming down to the final turn here. Both trucks looking good. Coming to the line, it's going to be Eliminator moving on by about a foot or 2. So our racing final will see Busted Knuckles versus Eliminator. Neither of these trucks have ever won a racing event here in KORR Monsters. So we have a first-time racing winner here. Light goes green. Both trucks leave. Into the turn. Busted Knuckles goes a little wide. Eliminator has a little bit of an issue. Even at the line. Coming to the final turn. Who's it going to be? And it'll be Busted Knuckles by about a truck length. Oh, getting into some trouble, hitting that ambulance stack. But Busted Knuckles picking up the racing win here. As now we look at our freestyle order, we'll be starting off with Bull Tilt, followed by Eliminator, Loud Pedal, Snow Problem, Moving Violation, Rat Trap, Cometic Gaskets, and Busted Knuckles to round us off. Starting us off in freestyle, we have Ed Jenkins. New driver, new truck. This is the brand new Bull Tilt. Starting us off with a good little slap wheelie off the racing lane. This is a new truck to the tour, new identity. Not a new chassis. This was the old Tonka chassis a couple of years ago. Getting a new life here, new identity. Going into some donuts here. Letting that smoke flow out the nose. Looks like he's going for a sky wheelie here. Gets it up nice and vertical. Does not get on top of the cars though, so it just kind of fell over awkwardly there. Going after those station wagons. Great hit on him. I think he wanted a little more air than that. But a good hit nonetheless. Good hit on the backside of the blue lane. 30 seconds left in the run here. Back to the gray lane again. Gets some good air off at that time. Time winding down here. Looking for that next hit. And he's going to air it out over the blue lane. Spraying that smoke. And it looks like it's going to end up being his last hit as time expires. Going to be waiting on the score here. And it's going to be a 22 for Ed Jenkins in Bull Tilt. Good first event for him, as next up, another first event. Ty Sheets and Eliminator made it to the finals in racing. This truck built 100% to be a race truck. But in this modern day of monster trucks, you got to be able to freestyle as well. So we'll be looking to see what this truck can do in freestyle. It's got an awkward setup with the 4-link bars in front of the truck. Something we used to see back in the 90s. As now he's going back for another hit on that gray lane. Walks it across. Coming to a stop here. I think he's going to go for a power wheelie. And he is. Gets a nice one across the floor. Not that vertical, but still a good hit nonetheless. Not many trucks can do that. So now he's going to air it out over the blue lane. Gets a good little bit of air. Come down the last 30 seconds of the run. All the momentum has pretty much disappeared from this run at this point. Good air. Gets a good little slap wheelie. Not a ton of time left in this run. Probably the last hit here. So he gets a good sky wheelie. Walks it across and it looks like he's going to shut it down there. And it's going to be a 21 for Ty Sheets and Eliminator. Not a bad score, not a great score. As next up we have Harper Ray and Loud Pedal. Looks like he's going straight for that ambulance stack right off the bat. Great air, great hit. And a great start to a run. Loud Pedal, of course, one of our original trucks. Kind of fallen off here the last year, ever since Mike Maxwell left to go drive Ash Fire Extinguishers. So Harper looking to bring this truck back to its old glory. As he's airing this truck out across the floor. Not a lot of chances for big air. As he gets a great sky wheelie on the backside of the blue lane there. Not a huge amount of chances for some big air, but I have a feeling we're going to see some really big hits as he pogos that thing on the back. Busts the trunk open. With another great sky wheelie. Good air off the station wagons. Tried for a slap wheelie. Didn't quite get the landing he needed. Coming down the last 20 seconds. I think he's going for the ambulance stack once again. Good air off of it. Gets caught up on it. having some issues. Oh, he takes the roof off of the ambulance and brings it with him. Last hit, probably. And indeed, the truck breaks. Officials shut him off. It's going to be a 24 for Harper Ray and Loud Pedal. So a good score there. Probably not holding on to the lead. But should be a good result from him, as now we have Joe Montgomery and Snow Problem coming up next. We're used to seeing him touring with his wife in utter madness. However, they've decided to retire that truck due to some chassis damage it's received. So now it's just Joe and Snow Problem. Sole focus of this program. From what they've told us, Alice will drive this truck every once in a while, so she's not out of the sport yet. When we'll see her again, we don't really know, but Joe's getting to work on this floor at the moment. Putting on a good show here for the hometown crowd. Looks like he's going to go after that ambulance stack next. Good air off of it. Into a huge slap wheelie. Combos it up onto the gray lane. Could have gotten into some big trouble there, but did not get into that trouble. Backside hit on the blue lane, a little awkward. This time's coming to a close here. Joe looks like he's going backside of the station wagons. Obliterates that one on the backside. Didn't get a lot of air off of it, but did a lot of damage to the stack. Crosses it up on the gray lane. Looks like he's going to cross up the blue lane here too. His time expires here. I have to imagine this is going to be a good score for Joe. As he goes back to the ambulance stack once again, goes vertical on a sky wheelie, plants the truck on top, parks it there. It's only a 23 from the judges. I would have thought that would have scored higher. That was a great run from Joe. As next up, we got Huxley, Baxter, and moving violation. Good air to start us off here. I was talking earlier, Eliminator. With that power wheelie, not a lot of trucks can do it. Moving violation is absolutely another one. As he now walks it across the floor with a slap wheelie. Looks like he's going backside of the ambulance stack here. Gets kind of caught up there. He might be in trouble. If he backs it up, he might get off, and he does. Imagine he's just going to hit that again, knowing Huxley, and he is. Makes it across that time. Looking for that next hit. Looks like it's going to be backside of the gray lane. Good air off of it. Looking like he's going to the backside of the blue lane. More good air off of it. Come down to the last 30 seconds here. Huxley looks like he's going to go for his power wheelie. I imagine he's going to put it on the bumper. Not quite. Oh, there it goes. Walking it across the floor, way more vertical than Eliminator's was. And now airs it out off the gray lane. If you're going to do a power wheelie in front of Huxley Baxter, you better make it a good one. And now ends the run, more air off that ambulance stack into another great slap wheelie. And Huxley's going to keep going here. Backside of that station wagon stack with a great sky wheelie. Hard landing though. Now looks like he's going to try for some donuts in that truck. That truck never really likes doing them, but looks like he's got them going now. Waiting on that score to come in. I imagine he's done after these donuts. And there it is. It's a 25 for Huxley, Baxter, and moving violation. That will take the lead, I believe. As next up, we have Randall Boone and Rat Trap. Coming out, starting us off. Hit on the backside of the gray lane. Looking for that next hit. Going to the backside of the blue lane. Get some good air off of it. And then airs it out over that ambulance stack. Randall with that tough loss in round 2. Actually has not won a racing event last couple of years. So you have to imagine it's weighing on him. His team known for racing and owner of it has not gotten a win in a while. Keeps making mistakes in round 2, round 3, depending where we're at. So have to imagine he's going to break through with some great air there. Have to imagine he's going to break through, pick up a racing win one of these days. Trying for some signature rat trap cyclones. Finally gets him going here. Is he going to dump it onto its lid? Or is he going to keep it down on all 4? The truck started to hike up there at the end. Keeps it on all 4. Back to what's left of that ambulance stack. Only a few seconds left here in the run. Airs it out off that starting line hump. Haven't seen that one yet. Coming up, last hit here. Get some good air off the gray lane. Now going back to that ambulance stack once again. Now he's just going to park it there, and it's a 24 for Randall Boone and Rat Trap. So not enough for the lead. So now we have Damon Newton, Cometic, Gaskets up next. Good air over what's left of that ambulance stack. Combos it up into a slap wheelie. Damon going out round 1. That's not something we say very often. But coming out, probably going to put on a great show here. He does not like losing, especially that early in racing. Airs it out off that starting lane hump. Went from not seeing it in the first few trucks, and now we've got it back to back here. Goes after that station wagon stack. Didn't get a slap wheelie out of it. I think he wanted one. Oh, gets into a little bit of trouble there on the blue lane. Coming around looking for that next hit. Looks like he's going after the gray lane. Trying to get a vertical sky wheelie out of it, but I think those lanes are too beat up now for one. Going backside of the ambulance stack here. Gets a good little bit of air off of it. Would like to see more than that. Oh, and he's going to cross up the ambulance stack here. Good air off of it that way. That'll get the judges' attention. Only a couple seconds left in the run here. Last hit more than likely. Good run from Damon Newton. Showed us a couple things we haven't seen much or at all. This should be a pretty good score for him. He gets more air off that racing lane. Is he ever going to stop? I don't know. Airs it out off the gray lane now. And it looks like he's going to try to cross up the ambulance once again. And he's just going to dump it over onto the lid. It's going to be a 28 for Damon Newton and Cometic Gaskets. That'll take the lead with only one truck left. Our 2000 Freestyle champion, Christian Holt, busted knuckles with that beautiful new candy red paint scheme. Coming out, attacking this floor. Knows what he has to do to take the win. As he goes through that ambulance. Try to get some air off that start line hump. Not really big enough to get a lot. Here's it out off the gray lane. Get some good elevation off of it there. Looks like he's going for that ambulance stack the other direction. Huge air off of it. Possibly biggest of the event. Then combos it up with the gray lane. Oh, getting a little close to that wall there. Attacks that station wagon stack, getting the biggest air off of it of the event. Christian Holt doing everything he can to try to beat Damon Newton. Going in some donuts here. 20 seconds left in the run. Is this going to be enough for the freestyle win? Or will it be Damon Newton? Huge air off the backside of the gray lane. Christian Holt going after it as much as he can. combos it up at the end, hitting the backside of the blue lane, going into the ambulance stack, but is stuck on it. I think he's still trying to go, and he is. He finally breaks loose of that stack. As he keeps on going, we'll find out if he won as soon as he's done. As he just continues to attack what's left of this track. Kind of rolled over that gray lane there. Looks like he's going back to the ambulance stack. Almost flips it over backwards, going for a sky wheelie, and he does flip it over. And it'll be a 27 for Christian Holt and Busted Knuckles, which means Cometic, Gaskets, and Damon Newton will be your freestyle winners here today. And Christian Holt with that 27 in second, and Busted Knuckles. Huxley, Baxter, and Moving Violation with a 25. Loud Pedal and Rat Trap with a 24. Joe Montgomery and Snow Problem with that 23. Ed Jenkins and Bold Tilt with a 22. And Ty Sheets and Eliminator with a 21 to round us off. This has been a great kickoff to the start of the season. Bit of a weird field of trucks. A little bit of a different venue as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week in Pontiac, Michigan, 12 truck show. We hope to catch you then, and we'll see you next time.